Hello friends, today we're doing a roof repair job and I want to walk you through the different components of a roof. Realtor friend of mine called about 2 weeks ago. We had a driving rain here in Duluth and right before the property was about to close, found out there was a leak. Went inside, had to open up the ceiling because we really couldn't tell the extent of the damage, found out exactly where the leak was coming from, and now here we are doing the repair. So let's get to showing you about the different components. Here we are in the back of the house. Basically, it was an addition that was put on. Home was built roughly 100 years ago, and this addition was put on from the looks of the framing, maybe 40 years ago, something like that. You can see the peak of the roof behind me, and then back here, that's the addition that was put on to the exterior of the house. So we have this slow pitched roof, which is about I'd say 3 to 412 pitch, and we have shingles that are taken off. Let's get a little closer and show you the different parts. Behind me, you've got the framing, you've got the rafters that run the full length of the addition, you've got the hangers that you can see right there, and then you've got the sheathing, which is that 3/4 inch plywood is what basically was used on this, a real nice heavy duty. Then you've got the flashing, which is going to be that metal right there, and then you've got the ice and water barrier, this black membrane right here. And ice and water barrier is basically a rubber membrane that has granules on the top of it and it's sticky on the bottom. And what happens, especially on a lower pitched roof like this, is in the winter, snow is going to come down, the sun's going to shine on it, and then water can crawl up underneath the shingles, believe it or not, and then freeze. And then you do that about 20 times in January and February, and pretty soon you can have water coming into the property. So the idea of this ice and water barrier is to keep water from going into the property. Worst case, it goes under the shingle, and then it doesn't have anywhere else to go but down underneath the shingles and out the edge of the roof line. Not a bad scenario. The problem is when it gets into the house, and on this particular job, there was one little nail that was put in at an angle. The sealant had given away around it, and during a driving rain, one of the last rains we had here, it ended up giving away and leaking, and that's what caused all the damage. Typically on a roof like this, the flashing is going to cause the problems. Flashing wasn't installed correctly, or one piece was missing, or right here by the window, it might not have been put far enough. That's typically what ends up happening, but not on this job. This addition was actually done really, really well. So here we are, nice sunny day. I'm going to start putting this bad boy back together. Let's get to it. There, decking was replaced, 3/4 inch plywood. Now let's put on the ice and water barrier. There we go. Ice and water's on. It's adhered to the rest of it. It's definitely bigger than what the patch was, so it's got a lot of overlap. Next, let's get this flashing secured. There. On a repair job like this, I always like going back into the same existing holes that somebody had previously used to originally put it down. That way you don't have multiple holes in the flashing. Just send the nail back in the same hole. It goes into a little bit different piece of the substructure down below. That way it's fastened down nice and flat. And now we can get to putting the shingles on. Well, friends, there you have it. That baby is put back together. Shingles are tucked up underneath the window, up underneath the flashing. Everything is sealed. So tomorrow, gonna bring a hose up here, gonna start hosing up from the bottom up to see if there's any leaks. And if we don't have any, I'm gonna consider that a good day. My name is Dan, and we will see you on the next one.